Nobody. Okay, fine. All good. Okay, we're recording, everybody. This is now Back to Basics, the 23rd of September. Welcome on board. And it's lovely to have everybody here. Please note that we are recording this. So please, if you have your videos on, make sure that you're decently dressed. We don't want to see if we have any surprises. And of course, we are recording. So please make sure you mute yourselves as you hop on. And let's hope everybody just keeps muting themselves as they go. So we've had some exciting times happening, and we really honestly know that people are in this space where we're all excited about the new technology and the new stuff that's happening and the new things that are going on. So we're very excited about all of that. And so everybody that's here, I just want to say welcome and welcome on board, and we are looking forward to it. So I would like to know, is there any specific question anybody has about K-Merchant? How's it, Suze? About K-Merchant or the CEM? Anybody like to ask a question? And Ashwell, please, if you could keep yourself muted, I would really appreciate it. Stop unmuting yourselves. I will keep tabs on this. Okay, anybody want to type in a question or ask a specific question with regards to anything to do with K-Merchant or the CEM machines? Nothing yet. Okay, all good. Everybody's, there's a question. Simple question. Okay, great. Let's go for it, Robert. What's the simple question? Tell us everything. That's a statement. That's not a question, but awesome. Thanks. We're definitely going to do our best, eh? All right. So we're very fortunate that a couple of, please explain the commissions that the registrant will be receiving. And we want the car. Absolutely. It's just a matter of which car you want, eh? So it's going to be pretty awesome. Okay, guys, so what I've done is that somebody on this group actually attended a seminar this weekend, and that seminar covered a whole lot of things to do with K-Merchant and K-Merchant and also the CEM machine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand over to George, and George is going to take us through. I've got his PowerPoint here. He's going to take us through some steps. So please, any questions? So I'm going to keep tabs of the questions while George is talking, and then I'll ask him the questions. So please, as you're going along, feel free to type in your questions so that we can actually get to ask him as he's going through the presentation. So we're not going to only wait for questions at the end. We'll see what we can do and get through everything at the same time. All right, so I am going to share screen quickly, and then I'm going to share screen, and then what did I want to do with this thing? Come on, there we go. George, you're seeing the PowerPoint, eh? Okay, we're not hearing you, George. So
can you hear me?
Okay, great. We can hear you now. Fantastic.
I'm bored as hell up in here. All right. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, can I start?
You can go for it, please. That'll be awesome. And I'll just keep everybody muted and make sure they stay muted. Go for it.
Okay, Michelle, thanks for the opportunity. I'm going to try and cover as best as I can from the weekend. Now, the information that we received, I may add, was from the crypto guru Tony Dugovaya himself. So I think there's quite a few lessons that we can take out of what he said. All right, K-Merchant. This is the first crypto merchant anywhere in the world. There's no crypto merchant currently available. So that's the first important thing that we have to know is the first crypto merchant. Now, what is K-Merchant? K-Merchant is a crypto payment for retail shops. There's a second slide.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry,
it's a crypto payment for retail shops, and it's also a crypto payment for online shops. So I don't know if anybody has gone into the K-Merchant to check out how it looks and what it is. But go and have a look. There's demos on there. You can go through the demo and see how it works. The demo shows you how it works. So and it's for online shops as well. So if you know people that's selling stuff online, you can also approach these systems. And one of the things that Tony emphasized a lot is that our payment system has 0 fees for processing payments. Zero fees. In other words, if a person pays, not like if we pay with our card on a ABSA machine or a Capitec machine or a Standard Bank machine, those people have to pay for that service that you are getting to pay with your card. With our system, there's 0 fees on that. Okay, the next one, Michelle.
Okay, George, before we go any further, somebody wants to know, what is the correct link? Did they talk about what is the correct link? Oh, there we go. Hold on a second. Suze, I'm jumping George here. Hold on. Go for it, George.
Coming to the next one.
There we go.
Okay, the important factors that for us is the first thing that you must do is create yourself as a merchant on your own website. Make yourself a merchant. So you go on your website, there's an example of the referral link. It's my referral link, so don't use it, or you can use it. I don't care. I'll just sign you up then. But that referral link you will get on your dashboard. It says referral links. It will be the totally last one. It says merchant, and then your username will be on there. You use that and you create a merchant first, yourself as a merchant, and then create yourself as a client for yourself on that merchant. So you use that, your own link to do that. Okay, then when you approach a client, like for instance, I'm busy with a spa here close to me, and I'm going to give him a presentation on this. What you do is, if you approach your client for a K merchant, or you start talking to him about the K merchant, the first thing that you must try and explain to him is that, or what you must try and do is get him signed up in the business first. And then you tell him, you sign up under your own name. Now he's going to love you for that, because if he signs up under his own name and he buys something, he's going to earn the commission. You're not going to earn the commission. But you will earn, number one, the units that's going to come up in your tree, and you will earn 0.1% of all sales going through that merchant's business is going to come to you. Now, what we did here, if you take a car dealership, let's say Mercedes or Porsche or Toyota or whatever the case may be. Now, in a month's time, those blokes, now, this is not something I sucked out of my thumb. There was a car dealer in the audience on Saturday when we did this. And he said that the dealership where he works goes or turns 10 million a month like nothing. Now imagine if you get 0.01% of that 10 million that goes through that car dealership. That is 10,000 Rand. That is going to come to you. Now, I mean, that is a hell of a lot of money. And the client that you wrote up, that signed up himself, and then the K merchant below him, he's going to get more. But you will still get that. But he will love you for that. And what is he going to do? Like Tony says, he's going to tell all his mafia friends about this. And they're going to just start signing up underneath him, for instance. And they will all be below you. That is what's going to happen. Because if they can save that, on the K merchant, the fees, I'm going to come to that a little bit later, about how much they can save on fees. So this is what Tony said that we must try and do. So get yourself signed up, and don't sign your client up without, as a K merchant, without signing me up in the business first. All right. Then the next important thing is you must be on a silver level before you can transact. You must be silver level. Now, I did mine, and I'm still waiting for my silver. I think maybe it will be through tomorrow. I don't know. But it takes a bit of time. But you've got to be on silver before you can transact. And the KYC is also important. You have to KYC. So
is that silver? Is that silver? Because I know it's KYC silver, because you know you get your silver as a in the actual Karatbars itself. But then, are you talking about KYC silver the same way? Because I know when I've gone into K Merchant, you go from bronze and then you silver yourself up to so that you can start transacting. So it is actually not. It's the silver as in the silver KYC level.
For the K Merchant, it's got its own one there.
That's correct. So it's not silver. They can still be a bronze in the Karatbars system, but in order to KYC, they need to KYC through to silver and beyond.
Yeah, they can be a bronze. It doesn't matter what level you're in Karatbars. But correct. on the K Merchant, it's got its own level. Perfect. Now you can transact up on silver. But now if you go to the next page, Michelle. I think I've got it on here. Okay, it's a little bit later, but I'll come to that. This is first the important factors for us that I did now. Now advantages for the merchant first. This is a crypto payment solution for him. Now, I can just give you an example of what I did. I went to the spa and I went to the owner of the spa. Now, we buy there every day. We see him every day. We know him. So I went up to him. So I asked him, listen, Andreas, are you not thinking of getting any payments with Bitcoins and stuff in the spa? And you know what his answer was? He said, you know what? Everything is starting to change, and I think we must start to look at this. Because I hear Bitcoin the whole time, and I hear Ethereum, but we're not geared for that. And then I said, if I can show you a system that you don't have to pay for, that you can use at your spa to get the payments in cryptos and put stickers on your windows that you accept it, would you like it? He said, yeah, sure. He said, how much does it cost? I said, it costs you nothing. He said, will it work on my computers? I said, it works on any computer. You can have a dedicated computer to do it on. So he was very much interested in this. So the people outside there, the businesses are looking for stuff like this. So I think we must try and just approach a business and ask him, would you like payments in Bitcoins? And if they know they can switch it over to fiat immediately, that'll be awesome for them, I think. Then what you can do is when you talk to them about it, you sell them a WIM or a tablet for their POS, the point of sales. Now you can either have a tablet for that or a laptop, or you can buy a computer on the system. When he signs up in the business, you can also buy a computer. So you're going to make a sale there as well. You're going to get units. You're going to get commissions on that, or whatever the case may be. So, but he can use any dedicated system for payments on the internet. So, and they've got a lot of computers. I mean, all the tills is computers. They got computers where they work on. So they must have something there where that they can use, or they can just buy a new computer or a tablet for that. Then I said already said it. The system costs him nothing, and he can decide if his crypto are to be changed to fiat or not. And yeah, you can say Karatbars takes the risk of the volatility of the crypto, the ups and downs of the Bitcoin, the ups and downs of the Ethereum, and then they can decide if they want it in cryptos or not. This guy liked it a lot that he could do that, because he knows crypto goes up and down. The next important thing that you have to tell your client is that the fiat gets paid weekly. Just as we get paid weekly, he will get his money weekly, the fiat. In other words, they pay with crypto, it gets changed around. You'll get his fiat on a weekly basis, most probably on a Friday as well. Okay, the next one, the transactions within our merchant system. No, I'm still busy with that last point, Michelle. The transactions within our merchant system are irreversible, generating zero refunds. Currently, merchants pay the banks up to 2.5% of their turnover. Now, guys, this is that Absa card machine and Standard Bank card machine, the FNB card machine. 2.5% of the money going through that machine, they have to pay the banks on a monthly basis. Now, you can think what it's going to be if a spa turns around, let's say 5 million a month or 15 million a month. Now, it's 2.5% of that goes through the machine. They must pay the bank. He can save quite a hell of a lot of money here, if you think of it. Okay, next page.
Okay, George, so that, yeah, I agree. You can save a fortune on that. So when somebody comes in, so the only criteria to be a K merchant is the fact that they must KYC themselves through the process, and obviously have a legal company, because I know when you KYC, you've got to KYC your company.
Yeah, 100%. That is on the website. On our website, it says it there as well. All the criteria is there. He's got to be a legal business. He's got to have his business papers that's going to be uploaded. It's all going to be uploaded into one PDF document. Everything is spelled out on the website for his criteria to be uploaded as a business. It's a normal business requirements. Just like if we register a business, Michelle, I think you registered a business on Karatbars, you have to upload all your CK documents or the what you call it, the PDY limited documents. Everything has to be done. It's just like that.
Correct.
It's got to be a legal business.
Correct. Sorry, if everybody, let me just mute Rowan. Thank you. Okay, back again. Right. Okay, great. So, like we're saying, there's no transaction fees between the buyer and the seller. So the commissions are generated. Where do they come from in order to pay the affiliate? Are you going to cover that later?
Well, I think that comes out of Karatbars, and I mean they don't disclose it anywhere. Okay. But it's like Marcus Bratchko said, don't worry about where the money that you're going to get comes from. That's our problem. Okay. So that's the answer he gave me the last time I spoke to him about it in Durban. And the question from the floor as well concerning that. So we're going to get our money. We're going to get that 0.1%. Where they get it in this whole system.
Okay, so where they do get it, remember that remember we have an exchange, and everybody, the transactions that go through the exchange, that's where transaction fees will have it. But at the actual front line of the actual transaction itself, there's no fees. But when they're converting the Bitcoin to a fiat, there will be a slight transaction fee there for using, which anybody knows if they want to convert their Bitcoin into fiat, and that's where some of our payments will come from. But I agree with George, as they say, it's got nothing to do with us or where they get the money to pay us. So another one is, are you making the assumption that the customer has cryptos to pay for the goods? If the customer has fiat currency, then this won't work for K Merchant. Yeah, no, I just think Jacques, they're just going to carry on with their own normal, if you want to pay with your normal credit card, this is just an option for those of us that want to, because they're going to accept our KBCs, our Ethereum, or our Bitcoin. So it's just opening the market to more. But the stores will continue accepting their normal cash and their normal fiat currency system, which is the normal credit card machines. That system they've already got set up. This is to help them to open up another avenue, which is the crypto avenue. So K Merchant was not designed to actually trade with the fiat currency. It was designed to trade with the cryptos. Am I right in that, George?
Yeah, 100%. And yes, it's going to be slow in the beginning, but I mean, if the merchant, like the spas, and there's a lot of spas that are already doing stuff like that, putting up Bitcoin accepted here. So if they start doing this, the people is going to see this, and those that have Bitcoin is going to start doing it. I mean, it's just like that, because everything starts slow, and then it is going to start to pick up. It just will.
Yeah, Adrian, no e-bucks earned on K Merchant, but I'm pretty sure your wife will find a way. So we'll find a way. But if you swipe your e-bucks card with a transaction, I'm sure that counts. So there we go. Okay, so once registered, is there a training process to link the app? Has anyone gone through the process with someone who's registered? None of us yet, Suze. So we're looking at that. And we're going, so if they pay in crypto, Karatbars pays the merchant in currency for those cryptos automatically. or that's correct. If he chooses to, he has to choose to be paid, whether he wants to keep it in crypto or keep it in cash, fiat. All right, so he chooses. When I register myself as a merchant, will the system accept my details without company registration documents? If you want to use the K merchant, you can register yourself as a merchant, but if you actually want to utilize it, it does ask you for company documentations. Otherwise, you're limited in what you can do in your back office. So I've KYC'd myself. I registered as obviously as myself. Then the next stage to go to silver. Is a certain set of documents that you've got to go to set in. But if you actually want to go further, then what one does need to do is make sure that they upload to company documentation. So yes, does the company do recordings attached? Yes, there is a lot of training that's going to be coming through on how to do it and set up all those things too. So we're just trying to answer as many people's questions now as possible, and hopefully we'll have more information on this when we come to the next month's training event. Not this weekend's training event, but next month, the October 18th, 19th, 20th of October, which everybody ought to get there. Okay. All right. Okay. We're not going to talk about the commissions and all the rest of it. Let's go to your next one there, George.
Yeah, let's go to this one. Okay. This next point was also one of the guys that was in a motorship or a car dealership, and he said to us that a dealership that has to pay 6% to the bank on any deal over 50,000 rand in the car dealership. Now this is massive. If they have to pay 6%, I mean, if it's a 700,000 rand car that they buy, and they have to pay 6% payback on that payment that goes through, it's quite a hell of a lot of money that the garage has to pay to the bank for using the system. Next important point, it's an instant payment to his account. It's got easy tracking and management of payments. I think once if you go into the system and you open your own K merchant account, if you register your own account, you'll see a lot of stuff there. There's a lot of stuff to learn. It'll take about 3 hours when you have to go through that all. So I think people must just go and register and go and check what the system all gives. It's like an online shop. There's a lot of stuff that you can get to know how to do on the. It's self-explanatory on the website itself. What's also important for the client is there's a multiple point of sales for each of his locations. So he can attach a lot of point of sales to this one, to his on the different locations that he wants to put it out to. Accepts the high risk payment for online stores, and then the next one is also very important. The first 6 months of the system is free, and we have to tell this to the merchant that signs up that the first 6 months is free. After that, the merchant pays $200 per year in KBCs. Now, I think for these machines that they are currently using, the ABSA machine, and that, if you add that all up, what he has to pay for that in a year, I think $200 is nothing. So that is that is important to tell him that he's going to pay, but only after 6 months. That what is also important now is that when he does that, there's only one point on the next slide, which is very important.
Okay, before you go further, George, here we're saying that the payment is an instant payment into his account. Is it an instant payment into his account? Because the previous slide says that he gets paid weekly.
Fiat, instant payment into his account, but the fiat will be in his account on a weekly basis.
The cash as in the commissions or the actual cash for the transaction?
No, that's the cash for the transaction. The payment goes through his account, so you can see it. In other words, oh,
I see what you're saying. So the payment reflects. There's an instant reflection of the payment in his back office, but however, the physical cash will only get paid out on a weekly basis.
On a weekly basis, yeah. So he can do his cash up or whatever the case may be, because the payment is already showing there.
Okay, great. So the first 6 months is free after he's reached his gold KYC status, or once he's actually fully fledged and up and running, and then after that the $200 per year comes into pay.
They can start trading on a silver status, and then they can start working on it. So the 6 months only start. The 6 months that's free only start after he has been KYC'd on the gold.
Great.
So then his 6 months start. And I think I don't know where I couldn't find the amount. If there's an amount that he gets allowed to trade onto silver, but I think there's going to be an amount that he has. If he goes over that, he has to be KYC'd on gold.
Okay, cool. And so the only cryptos that they're accepting at the moment is the Bitcoin and Ethereum, as in cryptos, and of course the KBCs.
And KBC, yeah.
Okay, great, cool. Right, next slide.
Okay. That one is the one.
Oh, there we go. That's it there. Right. So
that's what we got on the K merchant.
Okay, so let me just see. All types of cryptos. Great. We'll do that. I am recording this, so I will be sharing it with everybody as well, so you can share with your teams, because I know a lot of people are on holiday and all that kind of thing, because it's a public holiday. So are there any other questions relative to, forget about how we're getting paid and all the rest of it, and how we're going to get our money out, because we will get our payments and what the percentages are and all that kind of thing. But anything else you want to ask with regards to, I know somebody put their hand up, but I'm not taking verbal questions. I'd rather you just type in, because there's over 80 people. And once we start open conversations, it's just going to be too much. So is there anybody else that wants to ask a question? Please type ahead, because we're now going to move away from K Merchant and we're going to go on to the CEM. Do any points flow through the tree? If not, do we earn anything from the people within our business? So George, the question being there then is that obviously the transactions that go through, or the volume of the transaction, is there actual units that are going to be going through the business, or is it actual physical commission?
No, there's a physical commission as well, but there also there will be units that's being generated that goes up through the tier as well. Everything is going to be, units is connected to everything.
Brilliant. Okay. Does the merchant have to buy a profit pack first?
No, the merchant itself doesn't have to buy. He can buy a profit pack if he signs up in the business.
Because that is what we. Okay, so all right. Okay, so what's happening is that we're saying that we're recommending they sign up in the business, and the reason we're recommending they sign up into the business is so that they can actually benefit from the points, the additional commissions that are going to be coming via that unit. Okay.
He's also going to get the 0.1% on all his own transactions into his position as well.
Now, if he hasn't bought as a minimum of a bronze package, would he still get paid his commissions? Because we don't normally get paid commissions if the position's not activated.
On the K merchant itself, if you just sign him up as a K merchant.
Sorry, please may everybody just please check that they what you call it, sound is all off, because I keep checking to see, and then it starts just I can't see who's got something open. Okay, so yeah, so if a person gets commissions, they don't normally get the commission payout if they are not a if their position is not activated. So the minimum criteria would make sense for them to actually register as a bronze package. So we need to clarify that one.
Yeah, we need to clarify that. I just want to find out, just check something here.
Yeah, to get the coins and that kind of thing. That's why I say, so I'm pretty sure it's going to have to be, because even Deanna's saying, yeah, so I think it is the vendor's interest to sign up and they'll be able to use the Karatbars exchange. Absolutely 100%, Ian, I agree. But then, yeah, I would suggest that they do activate the position. Otherwise, they're not going to get any units going through the tree and sitting up there. So it is a normal criteria. That's what I would suggest the minimum is. But then, for example, you can't integrate this system into an existing system. So you're going to need a separate laptop and all the rest of it. So it would make sense for them to buy the laptop package, for example, or make sure they have a separate tablet that can be moved from cashier to cashier as they're going through the process, or a supervisor can walk around and go and do it.
Yeah.
If somebody's on a bronze package, they can sell a K-Merchant. Anybody can sell the K-Merchant packages.
Yeah, anybody can sell the K-Merchant package.
Awesome. Nice questions, guys. Thank you so much for asking. Really appreciate it. Right. Are we ready to move on to CM, or we're happy, or we've got some more questions? All good. Okay, what level? Nope, there we go. All right, let me just see. Okie doke. So, guys, we're now going to move on to CEMs. Go for it, George.
Okay. The first thing that's important on the CEM, this was quite something, is that Tony said on every cash gold note that goes out of that machine, the owner of that machine will receive 4% of the value of that note. In other words, if it's a gram of gold, you'll receive 4% in your back office. If it's 0.1 gram, you'll receive 4% of that. So any note that goes out of that machine that belongs to you, if you bought the machine, you will get 4% on that. Okay, and what he said, what's important that you must try when you sell this machine is to tell that person that's going to have the machine, especially when it's a supermarket or something like that, you must tell him that the cash gold does not expire, which is cash gold does not expire. And you know the porra, he said cash gold doesn't get rotten, you know, like a porra shop or whatever. He said cash gold doesn't get rotten, so you must remember that. And then cash gold does not depreciate, which is also important. Now, just a little bit of interesting facts on this thing. If you want to cash out physical cash gold, you're going to have to pay the production cost, you that are taking the gold out of the machine. In other words, for 1 gram of cash gold, it will be 0.96 euro in KBC coins. That is going to cost you to take the coin out of the machine. That's what it costs. So the cost of 1 gram is 5.13 euro. If you go to your website and see if you want to buy a 0.1 gram of gold, is 0.13 euro on that. The production cost is 0.96. Now, and I think we spoke to that, we spoke to the people in Klarksdorp when we were speaking about this machine, which was the idea that we had, is that when you put a machine, for instance, in a casino, you sell the machine to the casino, he's got his cash gold notes in there. So then you tell him, get yourself another counter where you can give these people that is putting the cash gold out cash for their notes. So if you do that, you're going to make money by doing that, because you're using the same note that he just got out of the machine to put back into the machine. So you're circulating if you're a casino owner, you can circulate the notes inside your casino without ordering from Germany new notes for your machine. So what's going to happen is 0.5.
Okay, so I think I'll have to edit that, otherwise you're sending us all up to gambling, George. I said I think I'm going to have to edit that out, because you're sending us all to the gambling side of life.
No, we're not gambling. It's just that you can, if the guy puts this thing inside a spa or inside the machine inside a shop center or whatever, what you do, if you're the owner of the machine and you see that people take the gold out, you go to this person and you tell him, let me buy that gold back for you for cash, or what you're going to do with it, because he has to go and look for a gold merchant now to sell this gold. So now if you buy it back from him, you can make money on that, and you don't have to buy new cash gold notes, because you can just feed the machine with it again. So if you do that, it's 5.13 euro for a 0.1 gram of gold. The production cost is 0.96. That gives you pay that person for 0.1 gram 4.17 euro cents. So if you go to the next slide. Okay, so Now let's look at the profit you're making. 0.96 euro divided by 5.13 is about 19% profit that you make on the 1 gram. And you're not doing this guy in because he has to pay the production cost on the cash gold. So you're just deducting that. So, and plus the 4% that you make from Karatbars that goes into your back office. So you make 23% on every cash gold that goes out of that machine, that goes out of the CM, the person with the machine. That is what he's making if he buys the gold back. If that guy leaves with the cash gold, that profit is gone. You won't make that profit because then he's gone with the cash gold. So you're going to have to get a replacement notes for your machine. So this is a way to keep the cash gold at your machine by giving the guy the cash immediately if he wants it. Obviously, if he doesn't want it, you won't be able to do it. But I think a lot of people will want to give you the cash gold back immediately to get the cash in. I think that is what they will want to do. I don't know if there's any questions on that.
Yeah, I was just going to say, guys, do you have any questions with that and how clever that process is? Is there anybody that wants to type in anything and just query if that process was quite clear on helping the merchant actually cycle the cash gold and enable people to actually get their cash for their cash gold while they're there? Obviously, he can choose to have a limit. I mean, he's not going to, if you walk in there and do 200,000 worth of cash gold, he might say to you, no, well, sorry. But he might say yes. So anybody want to ask any questions there? Or are you happy with that? Here's a question. Let me just see what the chat is. Okay, so that will be answered shortly. We're going to go through where the cash machines are in South Africa and when they'll be coming. Did they say anything about that, George?
I didn't hear Michelle. Just say again.
With regards to the machines, when are they coming and where will they be going?
Okay, there was Tony asked a question in the audience on Saturday, and he asked the people there who's got cash gold machines, and the people stood up. So that's why I put it up here. There's one in Belito already. The owner was sitting in the audience.
Has he received the machine? Has he received his machine, or is it still on the way?
No, I haven't received it. They're coming in October. Tony said they'll be in October in the next 2 weeks. That's what he said. So one is in Belito. One is the other guy that bought one is in Indonesia, and then one in Pampierstad. I don't know if you know where that is.
No clue.
It's in Northern Cape. So Pampierstad's a very small place. But
there's going to be an inundated, a migration to Pampierstad. Awesome, guys.
So the owners of those 3 machines were sitting in the audience. So there's a lot of people that we don't know who bought that's going to have machines, and I think this machine's coming to Joburg as well already. People that bought machines. So that's what they said. And in the next 2 to 3 weeks, the machines will be in the country. What he said is that if you go to the next slide, there will be.
Before we go to the next slide, did they talk about any regulations that the retailer would have to make sure that they're under with regards to dealing in gold?
No, not dealing in gold, but what he did say is there will be tax. That's on my next slide as well. There will be duty tax on the machine when it comes in. But what he also said is we must remember that if a guy buys a machine, he receives double the coins that he pays for that machine. So he must use that coins that he scores in actual fact, the bonus that he gets for the duty tax he's going to pay on that machine. Now, he was very vague about the import of the machines. He's busy with deals. They're busy with signing of contracts about the cash gold coming in and if we're going to pay tax on the cash gold coming in. So Tony was busy with deals. He didn't disclose the real facts. He didn't have them, or maybe he did, but he didn't give it to us. But he's busy with deals. That's what he said. So hopefully we're going to have better deals coming from him when the machines come in. Okay, but what he said is, at the moment, duty tax has to be paid when the machine comes in.
That makes sense. Absolutely. Now the actual, okay, so one of the questions we need to be asking in October and we need to have clarified here, is that the actual retailer himself, when he takes the gold from you in the form of a note and he starts giving you the cash, is he allowed to become a gold dealer? And because our are not gold dealers regulated? So I don't know, did he mention anything like that, or is that something we think we still need to find out?
Okay, let me just find out quickly, Michelle, give me a sec. Okay, Michelle, what he said was that we don't have to have a license because we're not a gold dealer. This is not gold, it is processed gold. In other words, it's already inside a piece of paper and it's got a DNA coating on it. So it's processed gold. It's like a ring. If I want to sell my ring to you, I can just take money and you get my ring. So because it's processed gold, it's not actually like a gold merchant that's selling pure gold just in its gold form. It's already processed.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, great. So that answers that one. Super. Yeah. Let's go to the next slide. Let me just mute myself quickly.
Okay, this is the first point. I was just talking about it just now, that we're going to have to pay duty tax on the machine, and that he must remember that he gets his double coins, so he's got money to pay that when he sells his coins. Okay, this is the point that I was talking just now, is that whoever buys a machine must try and set up a system that he can buy the notes back. And then I think something that Dion, I saw Dion type it in just now, Karatbars will refund every gram of cash gold that is taken out of that machine that you bought. I mean, you buy the cash gold with the machine, and now a guy comes and he gets 100 KBC that he changes for a gram of gold and takes the coin, I mean the gram of gold out. How are you going to get refunded? So that will be done in your back office. So every QR code that comes to that machine that is 100 coins exchanged for a gram, they're going to refund you in your back office for that gram of gold that person is taking out of the system. So I think that was also a question I had, and it dazzled me. But Tony put that pertinently out on the stage that he said that is what's going to be. Karatbars will refund us for that. Because they'll see if it's 100 coins exchanged for a gram of gold on the QR code.
Okay, cool. Well, Dion says you're doing such an amazing job. He's convinced that Tony's sitting right next to you. Okay, awesome. So, how will, at what point in time, if I now get my gold from my machine and I go to the merchant, to the retailer, and I say, okay, fine, I want to exchange the gold. Well, at what point and how will I know what the price is to have my gold exchanged? Where would one know that information from?
It's in the back office. When you go to the CA machine, you'll see exactly what the rates are. That's what I put on here. I took out of the back office. And that is what Tony gave on the lecture on Saturday. But it's in the back office on your CAM. You can just open it, click on see more. You'll see the production cost. It's in there, so you'll know.
Guys, please mute yourself.
Oh, that is fabulous.
Okay, sorry, I've managed to mute her. Okay, go.
Okay, so the price on cash gold, you can go where you buy cash gold. If you go there, you can it'll give you the price. You put on 1 gram, it'll give you the price. So you can get the price there, and the guy that's selling it, he can also see it. You can show you, he will be in Karatbars anyhow. So you can go onto his website and look what the price of cash gold is, and you can look what the production cost is, so he can see you're not verneking him.
Okay, and vice versa. So most definitely both ways. Okay, super. All projects, yeah.
All the projects are now moving over to the CaratNet blockchain. So yeah, that is everything is going over. So I think we're going to see some stuff happening in the near future because of the stuff going over to our own blockchain.
Fantastic, awesome. George, brilliant. So are there any other questions that anybody wants to ask about the CEM machines? If not, all I'm going to say is that on the 19th, 18th, 19th, and 20th of October is a Karatbar event in South Africa. Let me just, so just not note that down. There I am. Okay, cool. So guys, 18, 19, 20 October is the Karatbar event. There is, tickets are going to be sold this Saturday, and that this Saturday is your training. So this Saturday is our training event that we have got in your local areas. You've got them in Durban, Johannesburg, Cape Town, Harare. So please get yourself there to those events. If you want to get your tickets at discount prices, the last day that you're going to be able to get tickets for this 18, 19, 20 Karatbar event is going to be this Saturday at the events. So please, please, please understand that if you leave it after Saturday and you're not at the events, or you don't make, you will be paying full price, and the prices will be much higher on the day when we have the actual event. And how it's going to happen is the 18th is going to be a bit of mindset stuff that the Work Your Wealth team normally do. Then the whole day Saturday is going to be focused on Karatbars products, and then on the 20th we'll have some leadership stuff as well. So it's please, just so that everybody understands that this is not a Work Your Wealth event that is happening next month. It is in actual fact a Karatbars event that will be happening. However, we all fit down line of the Work Your Wealth team, so they will be participating as the senior leaders and sharing some of their Work Your Wealth stuff that we will be going through, and some of you have already been to some of the events and done that. So just so that you know, that is what's going to be happening, and we look forward to seeing you there. But guys, please, I know it's long weekend, a lot of people have gone away. If you are away, please make sure you chat your upline, and please make sure that you get your tickets paid for at a reasonable price on Saturday. That's going to be the last day. There's two prices. There's the price for the full weekend, which is the 18, 19, and 20. Then there is a day price only for the Saturday if you can only make the Saturday. So please make sure you see there, and make sure that you are at this Karatbars event. It is going to be a great event, and we're definitely going to make sure that a lot of people, there's going to go into a lot more detail. They will have a lot more information with regards. I've made notes of the questions that some of you have asked that might not have been answered, and we'll make sure that these get answered then as well. So we're looking forward to the training this weekend, so please don't forget about that. And it's in your area. We're going to be looking at quite a lot of things, so please, 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 guys, I know we do this back to basics, and I know it's very, very convenient for you, but coming to the actual live events is very important. We're in Joburg, guys. If you haven't booked, you're going to be very silly, because you're going to miss out on absolute pleasure, Ian. You're going to miss out on Susie Jenkins is going to be with us in Joburg, so that's going to be absolutely awesome. And Andrew Eaton's going to be with us in Joburg. So guys, get your rear ends to Johannesburg. We've got some amazing guests that are going to be with us that are down there. Cape Town has got Brendan. Am I right, Sue? Yeah, so Brendan Irv Jones is going to be in Cape Town. So guys, you're really, really, I know Janet, yay, we got Susie for a change. Hey, coming through to us. That's going to be awesome. We're going to make her train. We're going to make her train. Pleasure, Dion. Awesome, guys. So thank you very much. Look forward to chatting to you all, and see you all this weekend. Awesome having you on. Cool. George, thank you very much. You did a brilliant job. Thank you so much for all the information that you shared with us. I love, as I say, what Tony said. What Dion said is that you did such a great job that he thought Tony de Gavea was sitting right next door to you. So awesome. Great job, guys. Take care, and I will have this recording out to you as soon as possible, so that you can make sure that you guys can send this out to your teams ASAP, and get understanding what the K Merchant is about, because guys, there's really amazing stuff. Can you imagine if you just had 10 merchants that we're all the car sales example that we just had, that would be absolutely awesome. So I agree, get to the training. All right, guys, as Susie's even telling us, get to the training. So take care. Chat to you all soon. Cheers, guys. Thanks, George.